YouTube. Alright, I want to talk VHF radio. I remember when I was looking for what kind to buy, it was like a million different articles. They were all old, and like I couldn't figure out which radio to buy. And I looked at them all. Looked at Walmart. I looked at Gander Mountain. I looked at Dick's, and I couldn't figure out which radio I wanted to get. I knew I wanted a small one. I knew I wanted one that was waterproof, because you're in a kayak and everything gets wet in a kayak. There's no stopping it. So I found this little Cobra. This is basically the Cobra HH350 Marine VHF radio. It floats, so you can see floating, and it's orange, it's white, and you can see it when it floats. And it's submersible, so as long as you keep the battery pack tight on it, it will not get destroyed when it gets wet. And I think it's got like 3 weather channels on it. That
and for Sunday night, southwest wind.
It's basically like it's got quite a few weather channels on it for emergency weather purposes. So when you've got one of these, you're able to feel a lot more comfortable by yourself. I mean, I couldn't always find people to go fishing with me, and I had my cell phone that I always used, but when your hands are wet or it gets wet, it's not going to work. So, you know, the old saying, 1 is none and 2 is 1. So I wanted to have 2 forms of communication when I'm on the water, because one time I actually got a hammerhead catfish spine stuck through my hand, the other end stuck in my leg, and I was out there floating aimlessly in the water, and if it wasn't for a buddy there, I would have been in a world of hurt trying to call the Coast Guard to come save me from this little bitty catfish that totally put a whooping on me. So I made sure I got me one of these VHF radios, and it gives you weather updates. You can call boaters that are going to and from, like I said, there's a big barge coming or something and you need to get in contact with that guy. They're usually monitoring their radio. Usually most boats have to be on channel 16 for emergency purposes, so you can always contact the boat and then get them to adjust down on another radio channel, and you can talk to them. So for emergency purposes, this thing is a lifesaver. I normally just have it attached to my life jacket, just like this. So if I go overboard, the VHF radio is with me at all times. I usually keep it turned off, and the battery lasts a long time on this thing. I've yet to charge it because I usually keep it off until I need to use it. So plenty of battery life. Works well. I got it at Gander Mountain for $100. You usually get them on sale like around Christmas and stuff. Got no complaints with it so far. I think it goes up to 7 watts. I think it's 135 and 7 watt power, and you can correct me on that. It's down in the comments below, but I'm pretty sure it's something like that. It's enough for me, you know, to make me feel comfortable by myself. 2 forms of communication, and keep a monitor on the weather. And you know, it might not be you that gets in trouble. It might be your buddy that's in trouble. Somebody could have a heart attack, dehydrated, whatever. When you're on the water, anything can happen. That's why a VHF radio is awesome to have. So make sure at least somebody in your party has a VHF radio. Especially if you're going BTB and offshore, get one of these things, because when you get too far offshore, your cell phone is not going to work. So yeah, if you got any questions on these VHF radios, feel free to shoot me a message. Just remember Yak Motley on Instagram, Jack Motley Live on Twitter. See you later.